Hi friends. So in the previous video we saw about public, private and getter setter, how accessing should be secure and for privacy how useful it is. So in general all this is told. So if for an interview you were to answer like this, there would be a counter. You only write the code, you only write the class. How much time would it take for you to recompile the code, access from public to private? So obviously you would face a difficulty in answering this. So for questions like these, I would be answering. We won't be touching a code in this video. Without that, we can answer the video. So let's consider scenario 1. We write and we only keep the code. There is no problem. But in reality, in a company, there are 100, 200, 2000, 3000 people working. So if one person working on the code and then another one interrupts, it may be wrong. So to prevent this intrusion is why we have getter and setter. Now we may ask, if he knows the code, he can change the code directly, right? But we cannot easily change the code in a company like that. We will have to answer why we are changing the code and answer a million questions as an explanation. Another scenario is, let's say I found a new algorithm. I can generate a library and sell it to a third party. So I write the code and someone else is using the code. So in this case study, the weapon class is mine, but main is someone else's. So he doesn't know what is there in that weapon class. He would know there are 4 functions and he can call, set and all that. So in scenarios like these, public, private and protected, set, get and all would be useful. Now just thinking, you're only editing the main. Someone else gave the class weapon. If we put set it, getting set and we put get it, it is clearly coming. But how it's happening, we don't know. We are obstructed from the things happening at the backside. We know that such a function is there. In the parameter, we have to send the integer and all this would happen with these parameters. This is called abstractions. Now when we study about OOPS, that is OOPS, the first thing we talk about is abstraction. So the reason for abstraction is this, which means you are obstructed from the actual code. Let's say when I write the weapon class code, I can change the implementation. But when I do that, you won't know. You will be using the same functions and the codes which I change won't affect you. You are obstructed from my problems or the problems I created. So another thing is data binding. What it means is, in weapon, the 3 variables are data, like weapon type, the balance and how much we've shot. And this data, when we bind it to the function, is called data binding. And encapsulation is when you're trying to bind and the methods, and that is encapsulation. So in my view, encapsulation and data binding are one and the same. On top of that, we can give small variations, but the purpose of both are the same. The jargon is just new, and finally data hiding is when we keep the public private codes. So we've understood the necessary topics, I believe. So in the next video, I'll see you and we'll explain about more things. Thank you.